My name is Melanie Gowen, and I'm an interior designer on the island. I love Lightship baskets. I have been collecting them since before I even knew that they came from Nantucket. And I think this museum is such a wonderful resource to have. And Allison has done, particularly in the last year, such an amazing job of bringing to the forefront for everyone the craft and how it can be an aspect of our everyday life other than just what we historically know. You know, women on Nantucket carried Lightship baskets and all of the historic uses for them. So I'm going to talk today particularly about how we can use baskets in our homes, in our interiors, in our everyday life, and also how they have become lately really a trend in the world of interior home furnishings, even in fashion, and typically the third wave that we tend to see things is then in hospitality and restaurant interiors. So you can see here a few non-traditional uses of the basket weave. On the left is glassware that is appliqued in a rattan weave. In the middle, we have a table that you might see in a place like Palm Beach or an island where they used a wicker weave for an elephant table. And then on the right is a rattan wrapped coffee or water pitcher. And these are all products that just came out in June that you can buy in, you know, big box stores. And so I'm using this as a way to say baskets are very on point right now. I say baskets are having a moment. I go to a furniture market in October and April down in High Point, North Carolina. That's kind of like the fashion week for home furnishings. A lot of people in the industry go and you meet new vendors and see what they have on their showroom floors so that you can then go and take that back to clients. So all of these are things that were products that were just at High Point recently. A drum table, you're seeing a lot of jute and hemp rope wrapped products where they'll take a form like this second table, the second from the left and on the far right, and then wicker used in lighting, like that little wall sconce right there. These are some other examples of weaves to show you the diversity of the applications. An outdoor chair, a TV console, a bar cabinet, desk, cane, we're seeing a lot in chairs, and this lovely wicker design. So I have a friend on Nantucket who is a basket weaver, and she has just recently launched a website where she's weaving tables and chandeliers and really amazing things that you never would typically think of using that weave for. So it's interesting to see the innovation going on. Here, a couple of bedrooms that feature basket weave that I did. And in a coastal environment, it's really a great texture to use because it is quite durable. I mean, it collects dust. I will say you have to have your duster out because some of the wicker especially can hold on to it if you don't vacuum clean it, but it's a really fun element that I'm finding a lot of clients want to use. My friend on the island, I mentioned, this is a table that she's done that I've put in a couple of rental properties because it's useful. You can use it as a tray, as a basket, as a table. This is a basket weave chandelier. It's in a rental property on Center Street. When it's surrounded with a lot of other baskets, like in this museum, I think it really builds on itself, and so you can't really have too much at once, but it's really nice when you have only one piece and then it truly stands out in a space. Here's another room. So there are a lot of different types of baskets, and here we're used to the Lightship baskets. I was down in Charleston where they sell their, what do they call those? Sweetgrass baskets. We know like the Longburger baskets, there's so many varieties. In home furnishings, we're really seeing these types of weaves mostly used. Rattan, which was covering the silver pitcher in the first picture. Wicker, we all know what wicker is. Cane, which you often will see as the seat of a lot of older traditional chairs, and now we're seeing used in seat backs and as an accent. I say basket weave, sisal, and grass cloth because that's a texture that has been appearing a lot in wallpapers. Grass cloth wallpaper has been around for a long time now. There are a lot of vinyl grass cloths that major wallpaper houses are coming out with that are a lot more friendly for environments that have wetness in them, like a bathroom or even a place like Nantucket that's extremely humid. Seagrass and bamboo are two other popular kinds. Here are some of my favorite light fixtures. These are all from, again, lighting companies that you can buy them right now, and I just think it's amazing what a trend it's become. These are both island properties. The one on the right is hemp wrapped, and the one on the left is wicker. I don't know if anyone's been in the lemon press, but on Main Street, we've used some wicker shades in there to give it a beachy feel. On the light switches in the back of the restaurant, they have all of the different switches labeled, and the switch for this is they've labeled sombrero lights, which I thought was funny. So now I'm going to go through just a couple of ways that I love to use baskets in the everyday. Of course, to display on shelves, if you have them, you can use them to display shells, or in this particular that's a little tiny condo in Palm Beach I did, and they use it to just organize the coffee equipment on the counter. It's great for shells, or I collect heart rocks. I often keep Christmas cards in a basket. In closets, even in a pantry, I love to use, typically square or baskets is better for that, but to roll towels, and it's such a nicer, it adds this layer, like if you have shelf paper of whether you're organizing your toilet paper or whatever, it just adds a nice layer in there. Using them as planters and flower vases. It's very common. I love to roll beach towels in them. I think in almost every single Nantucket house, in the mudroom or the entryway or somewhere, there's a basket of rolled beach towels. Super easy. In a laundry room, of course, have clean laundry, dirty laundry. Shoe baskets are great if you want to preserve your floors. I love to just have a big basket by the door and tell people, we tend to go barefoot here, please take your shoes off, and it can really help maintain your floors. Also great for storing umbrellas or canes by the door. And in entertaining wear, the one thing I will say is if you have a nice bucket or a set of glassware with weave on it, they can be beautiful. I have seen them done now even in like navy blues and aquas and gorgeous colors, but you can't put them in the dishwasher. And so I would recommend looking for some actually have the structure of the glass piece separate from the structure for the basket, and that's really nice because then as long as you're careful when you're using it, you can at least wash whatever you've decanted. But this, yeah, I love it. It's just not super practical. It will definitely stain or mildew if you get them wet. And these are some sources that I threw up here if anyone's interested in lighting and furniture that carries a lot of unique designs. Some of them you probably haven't heard of, like Sown is a great British company, Artesia, Rochambeau. But some you may really have, like 28 Center Point on Center Street. It's one of our local stores. They carry this set of trays there that's actually covered in glass, and you can remove the glass, wipe that down when you're done entertaining, put it back. So I love that set. Serena and Lily is kind of like a Pottery Barn store that's, you can buy it online. They have a couple of stores in Connecticut, but it's just easy and a lower price point. Hospital Thrift Shop is such a great place, I'm sure a lot of us know, to find unique baskets. And I'm always going in there as finishing touches for a property I'm working on. I always am looking for those pieces that are gonna take the space and really make it feel uniquely Nantucket. So you can come across amazing things there. And then Target, I was very surprised last week they launched a line of furniture way back at the very beginning. I'll show you this elephant table. That's actually from Target. So it's even a lower price point, and it's nice because I do think that design should be affordable at all different levels. And yeah, that's just another little cottage I did that even shows this console in a larger scale, the weave. So there's a great variety out there, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a glimpse of it.
Who's the, you mentioned one of your friends, and she did that wonderful basket table. What is her name?
Yeah, her name's Christina Manca, and her company is Ack Basket Studio, ackbasketstudio.com. And she'll do custom pieces too, size to different things, but she moved here from LA a couple of years ago. She lives out in Tom Nevers, and it's just her joy. She's prolific. I do not know how she does it that fast. And she'll teach too, if anyone wants to learn.
And so she still, does she sell everything online, or does she have her own?
Yeah, and she's got them in a few, like over Stroll, we put them in a few key stores just to kind of test them. I have always asked her if she would make me a fur liner for my Nantucket basket to kind of winterize it. And so she made one, and it looked really good, and then she ended up making a couple different purses that we sold in some of the local stores.
Seen her work at the accent shows.
Oh yes, that's right. She did, yeah, last summer I think she did a couple of them. Yes, yeah.
Beautiful work.
Yeah, I think just interesting to see her use it in new ways.
Yeah.
So it was really special having Melanie come and show us all of this, because this year's exhibit is innovations in basketry, and so this is kind of the epitome of what you can do with a basket. It's not just something you can, put your fruit in or have as a purse. It's become so iconic that designers are using it to create beautiful accents in homes, and it's just so much more than a simple weave in a basket.
It's so true. And I'll say also, it really makes me appreciate the quality of a weave or a piece of art. I mean, if you look at what you buy at Target, it's great, it makes a statement, but it's not the same quality as some of these incredible weaves. And we know too, you can buy a basket at the Hub that someone made, or you can buy a Lindquist basket or something. And so it's nice to see that artistry can still play such a role in the end product.
You never like to say that baskets are fake, they're just reproduction.
That's right. Yes. Just a different weave. Yeah.
What brought you to Nantucket?
Well, interior design was my degree in college, and then I also had majored in business. And when I graduated, I worked in finance in Washington, D.C., where I'm from originally. And after a few years, I just was not happy. And I had a family friend who had bought a house here and said, come take a vacation visit. And I really met so many women who ran their own businesses, and I just thought to myself, gosh, could I do that? And so I did one winter here and one project. I don't know if anyone knows Ethan McMorrow. He works with a lot of builders and engineers on the island. So he got me a project, and I just fell in love with the historic preservation and, you know, the unique properties here that we need to preserve, because so many times homes get gutted, and I just think there are fewer and fewer of them left here. And that's what makes our locale so unique. So just passionate about preserving that. Yeah.
Nice.
And if anyone has any other questions, I have cards here, and feel free to reach out if you ever want to incorporate baskets in your interiors.
And you said you collected Nantucket basket before you knew they were made here?
I did. Someone gave one to me, a very small one that I keep tea in. It's tea bags in. It's just open.
Yeah.
When I was like 5, and I had friends who went to Martha's Vineyard. I grew up going to Maine. I had just never really come to Nantucket, and then I came here and I was like, that's just like my basket. It still amazes me how, like, I was in Frankfurt in the airport, and someone said, hi, Nantucket. And I turned around, like, that's not my name, Nantucket, but, you know, it's weird that you would be in Frankfurt and hear Nantucket. And they had seen, like, my basket purse. And, you know, so it just is amazing to me how much it's specific to Nantucket.
It sounded like something that happened in Europe. There's a story exactly
Really?
like that. I think they were in Paris.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't want to lose sight of the lady who was going further away from her, so she just yelled out Nantucket.
Are you serious? That's exactly what happened to me. Yeah, we had been on the same flight, so she saw me, and then,
That's so funny.
But it's, I mean.
Read that first couple of pages in there.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's
Yeah, read the first
amazing.
page.
Wow. Yes, well, I guess it's true.
I know about the baskets in Hawaii too, in Maui.
So I have this understanding recently from something I read that the whalers, some of them went over there. It's amazing.
Gold one of them, and they, in a shop, Carl's shop, they went wild about it.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, definitely. I think there's a relationship to island living and the baskets, for whatever reason. Because even down in St. Bart's and St. Croix, there's a lot of slightly different weaves, but you know, baskets. Yeah.
What is the best way to clean a basket?
Oh.
Is that, maybe that's not in your field?
No. Well, so I tend to treat it like wood, and I think that an oil, like if it gets wet, that's going to dry it out. So I like to get all the dust off. If you have a vacuum cleaner that has one of those attachments with the small nose, take it in there. I've even used like a lint brush sometimes to like whisk around the inside. And then once you get as much stuff off of it, I take like a microfiber that you would use for your computer screen.
Okay.
And I sometimes put that in like a Murphy's oil. And I feel like it's cleaner at the end after I do that, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming on this rainy day.